Over 64 fishes you should never touch and 4 you must eat daily. Have you ever sat down to enjoy a piece of fish, thinking you were doing something good for your health, only to later discover that what's on your plate could silently be damaging your brain, your heart, even speeding up aging itself? For seniors over 60, this isn't just a theory. According to shocking research published in The Lancet in 2023, eating the wrong fish just twice a week can raise your risk of stroke and memory loss by as much as 70 to 80%. And here's the nightmare no one talks about. Most seniors are eating the wrong fish every single week. Fish loaded with mercury, toxins, and hidden inflammatory compounds, all while thinking they're making a healthy choice. But there's also good news. New findings from the Journal of Gerontology show that the right fish can actually lower your risk of Alzheimer's by up to 40%, protect your arteries, and even slow down aging from the inside out. So tonight, I'm going to walk you through the truth. The 4 fishes you should never touch after 60, followed by the 4 fishes you must eat daily to stay sharp, strong, and independent. Every claim I share is backed by peer-reviewed science, not rumors or scare tactics. You'll find all the sources linked in the description below. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments what fish do you eat most often, and why. I love reading your stories and replying to as many as I can. And if this is your first time here, I'm Dr. James, and this is It's Better Health, where we uncover science-backed strategies to help you live stronger, longer. Now let's get started, beginning with the 4 fishes you should never touch after 60. Part 1. The 4 worst fishes for seniors. Worst fish number 4, imported catfish. At first glance, catfish might seem like a harmless, even affordable choice. It's mild and flavor, easy to cook, and often one of the cheapest fish options in the market. But here's the hidden danger. If your catfish is imported, especially from overseas farms in certain parts of Asia, it may be one of the most contaminated fish you can put on your plate. The problem starts with how these fish are raised. Many imported catfish farms operate under extremely crowded conditions. Disease spreads quickly in these environments, so the fish are heavily dosed with antibiotics. And here's the scary part. Those antibiotics don't just vanish, they accumulate in the fish's flesh, and when you eat it, they end up inside your body. For seniors whose immune systems are already more vulnerable, this can contribute to antibiotic resistance, making it harder for real medications to work when you truly need them. But antibiotics are only the beginning. Independent testing of imported catfish has uncovered residues of banned chemicals and carcinogens, substances that have no business being in your food. These fish are often raised in polluted waters, soaking up industrial runoff and heavy metals like mercury and lead, toxins that build up quietly in your body over time. For older adults whose bodies process toxins less efficiently, this can mean higher risks of kidney damage, neurological problems, and even cancer. There's another hidden problem: inflammation. Imported catfish are usually fed unnatural diets rich in corn and soy, creating a dangerously high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. And while your body does need some omega-6 fats, too much, especially without enough omega-3s, fans the flames of inflammation. For seniors living with arthritis, heart disease, or autoimmune issues, eating this fish is like pouring gasoline on a fire. And the kicker? Imported catfish is nutritionally poor compared to healthier fish. It offers low-quality protein and almost none of the beneficial nutrients you'd expect from seafood, meaning you're essentially eating empty calories laced with risks. So while that catfish fillet might look like a budget-friendly option, the hidden costs to your health could be enormous. If catfish is on your menu, always choose domestic U.S. farmers' catfish, which follows far strict irregularities and avoids many of these dangers. Worst fish number 3, tuna. For decades, tuna has enjoyed a reputation as a healthy, lean protein. From tuna salad sandwiches to canned tuna tossed into pasta, it's a staple in millions of American kitchens. But for seniors over 60, this popular fish hides a silent, invisible danger that can take a heavy toll on your brain, heart, and nervous system. The problem is mercury. Tuna, especially the larger species like albacore, white tuna, and big eye, are near the top of the ocean food chain. They live long lives and feed on smaller fish, which means they absorb mercury year after year. Over time, these mercury levels accumulate in their flesh. When you eat tuna, that mercury doesn't simply pass through your system, it builds up inside your tissues, particularly your brain and nervous system. For younger people, the body may handle small amounts of mercury exposure, but for seniors whose detoxification systems slow with age, mercury is far more dangerous. Studies have shown it can trigger memory loss, confusion, numbness, tremors, and mood swings, symptoms that often get mistaken for normal aging or even early dementia. Imagine feeling more forgetful, foggy, or emotionally unstable and blaming it on age, when the real culprit could be hiding in your tuna sandwich. The cardiovascular risks are equally concerning. Mercury places added stress on the heart and can disrupt normal electrical signaling, leading to irregular heart rhythms or even a higher risk of heart attack. A study published in JAMA Neurology found that seniors with higher mercury levels from tuna consumption had up to a 65% greater risk of cognitive decline. That's not a number you can afford to ignore. And here's the most shocking part. 99% of seniors have no idea that just 2 servings of albacore or big iTunes per week can push their mercury exposure beyond what's considered safe. That means millions of older adults who believe they're making a smart choice for lunch or dinner are unknowingly putting their long-term health at risk. Even canned tuna, which many assume is harmless, isn't completely safe. While light tuna, usually skipjack, contains lower levels of mercury than albacore, it still carries enough to warrant strict moderation, especially for people over 60. The problem is that canned tuna often becomes a daily habit for seniors because it's convenient and affordable, but with repeated exposure, mercury gradually accumulates until the damage is done. So does this mean you can never eat tuna again? Not necessarily. The key is awareness and moderation. If you love tuna, stick to canned light tuna only in small amounts and not more than once or twice a month. But the truth is, there are far safer fish out there, rich in protein and omega-3s that won't load your body with heavy metals. For seniors looking to protect their memory, mood, and heart, tuna simply doesn't justify the risk. The danger is invisible, the damage accumulates slowly, and by the time symptoms appear it may be too late to reverse them. That's why tuna earns its place on our list of the 4 worst fish seniors should never touch. Worst fish number 2, king mackerel. Mackerel can be a confusing fish because it comes in 2 very different varieties, the safe kind, like Atlantic or Spanish mackerel, and the dangerous kind, king mackerel. Unfortunately, many seniors don't realize the difference, and that mistake can silently put their brain, heart, and overall health in danger. Here's why king mackerel is such a problem. It's a large, long-living predatory fish. The longer a fish lives and the higher it sits in the food chain, the more toxins it accumulates in its body. For king mackerel, the primary concern is mercury, and not just small amounts. King mackerel is notorious for having some of the highest mercury levels of any commonly eaten fish. What does this matter so much for people over 60? Mercury is a heavy metal that attacks the brain and nervous system. For seniors, whose nerve cells are already more vulnerable with age, mercury exposure can accelerate decline. Eating king mackerel even a few times a month can push your mercury levels above the safe limit. The results? Memory loss, tremors, difficulty concentrating, mood swings, and even depression. Many of these symptoms are often brushed off as normal aging, when in reality, they may be tied directly to what's on your heart. The cardiovascular system also suffers. Mercury can damage blood vessel linings, increase oxidative stress, and disrupt electrical signaling in the heart. For seniors already managing conditions like high blood pressure, arrhythmias, or heart disease, this is like pouring fuel on the fire. In fact, studies have linked regular king mackerel consumption to a significantly higher risk of heart attack and stroke. To make matters worse, king mackerel often appears in grocery stores or restaurants under the generic label mackerel. Unless you specifically ask, you may not even realize you're eating the dangerous variety. That means seniors who think they're making a healthy choice by ordering grilled mackerel could actually be harming themselves without knowing it. Health authorities back this up. Both the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, and EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, explicitly warned seniors, children, and pregnant women to avoid king mackerel entirely. It's one of the few fish placed on the absolute do not eat list due to its mercury content, and the risk is even greater for those with existing kidney or liver issues, which are more common after 60. These organs are responsible for filtering toxins, but when they're weakened, the body struggles to eliminate mercury. That means seniors with compromised kidney or liver function face an even higher risk of mercury poisoning from eating king mackerel. Now here's the important distinction. Not all mackerel is bad. Atlantic mackerel and Spanish mackerel are smaller species with much lower mercury levels, and they can actually be a safe, nutritious option. But king mackerel, that one is best left off your plate entirely. The bottom line is clear: while mackerel can be a health-boosting fish when you choose the right type, king mackerel is one of the worst choices for seniors. Its high mercury levels can silently erode your brain health, destabilize your heart, and trigger neurological symptoms that mimicking. If you love the flavor of mackerel, don't worry, there are safer alternatives we'll cover shortly. But when it comes to king mackerel, the best decision is simple: never touch it. Worst fish number 1, farm tilapia. This one may surprise you. Tilapia is one of the most popular fish in America. It's cheap, widely available, and often marketed as a healthy, lean protein. But here's the harsh truth: farm tilapia is one of the worst fish seniors can eat, and when you see what's really behind the way this fish is raised, you'll understand why many experts consider it more harmful than red meat or even bacon. The first problem is how farm tilapia is raised. In most fish farms, tilapia are crowded into cages or ponds so tightly that they're swimming in their own waste. This creates the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, parasites, and disease. To keep the fish alive in these filthy conditions, farmers often resort to heavy use of antibiotics, pesticides, and antifungal agents. These chemicals don't just disappear. They build up in the fish's body and ultimately end up in yours. For seniors whose immune systems may already be weaker and whose bodies process toxins more slowly, this creates a dangerous burden. Even more alarming is the quality of the feed. To cut costs, farm tilapia are often fed a diet that includes cheap fillers like corn, soy, and even chicken waste. Yes, chicken feces sometimes used as a protein source. This unnatural diet changes the very profiles of any food. Here's what that means. The ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids in the human diet is close to 1:1 or 2:1. Farm tilapia, that ratio can be as bad as 11:1. Why is that dangerous? Omega-6 in excess act like gasoline on the fire of inflammation in the body, fueling conditions seniors are already fighting: arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. In fact, studies have shown that eating tilapia can raise inflammatory markers in the body more than eating bacon or hamburgers. Imagine thinking you're making a healthy choice with tilapia, only to find out it's actually stoking inflammation worse than fast food. But that's not all. Tests on farm tilapia have revealed contamination with dioxins, highly toxic, industrial pollutants that accumulate in fat tissue and stay in the body for years. Dioxins have been linked to cancer, immune system suppression, and hormonal disruption. For seniors who are already more vulnerable to toxin buildup, this is especially concerning. And unlike wild fish, which develop firm nutrient-dense flesh, farm tilapia often contain lower levels of beneficial nutrients like omega-3s, selenium, and vitamin B12. What you're left with is a fish that's nutritionally poor and chemically loaded. It fills your stomach, but provides little of the healing, protective benefits you should expect from eating fish. This is why researchers have called farm tilapia a nutritional junk food of the seafood world. It looks healthy on the outside, but delivers a hidden cocktail of inflammation, toxins, and empty calories. For seniors, the consequences can be serious: worsening arthritis pain from chronic inflammation, higher risk of heart attack or stroke due to imbalanced fats, greater vulnerability to infections because of antibiotic residues, long-term cancer risk from dioxin accumulation, and the sad part: most people eat tilapia because they think they're making a safe, budget-friendly choice. But when you consider that there are affordable, wild-caught fish with far superior nutritional profiles, like sardines, cod, or trout, there's really no reason to put your health at risk with farm tilapia. The bottom line is simple: if you're over 60 and want to protect your brain, heart, and joints, avoid farm tilapia altogether. It's not just neutral, it's actively harmful. Choosing safer, cleaner, and more nutritious fish could mean the difference between fueling inflammation or fueling longevity. From dangerous waters to healing choices. So now you know the truth. Not all fish are created equal. Some, like farm tilapia or imported catfish, may look harmless on your plate, but beneath the surface they hide toxins, dangerous fats, and contaminants that quietly chip away at your health. For seniors already dealing with inflammation, fragile joints, or memory concerns, eating these wrong fish can make the difference between healing and harm. But here's the good news: not all fish are villains. In fact, the right kinds of fish are among the most powerful healing foods you can add to your diet after 60. They're rich in omega-3s that soothe the inflammation, minerals that protect your bones, antioxidants that shield your brain, and high-quality protein that keeps your muscles strong and steady. The best part? These fish are clean, safe, and often budget-friendly. You don't have to break the bank to feed your body what it truly craves. And when you choose wisely, you're not just eating for today's meal. You're investing in sharper vision, steadier balance, stronger memory, and a heart that keeps beating strong for years to come. So let's leave behind the danger list and dive straight into the 4 best fishes for seniors over 60, starting with one that doesn't always get the spotlight, but deserves a permanent place on your dinner table. Part 2, the 4 best fishes for seniors. Best fish number 4, wild-caught Pacific cod. When most people think of healthy fish, their minds jump to salmon or tuna, but hiding quietly in the background is a nutritional powerhouse that deserves far more recognition: wild-caught Pacific cod. This mild, white fish may not have the fame of its pink-fleshed cousins, but when it comes to senior health, it punches far above its weight. So why does Pacific cod matter so much after 60? Let's start with the numbers. A single serving of Pacific cod delivers about 40 grams of complete, high-quality protein, while containing less than 2 grams of fat and only around 180 calories. That's an almost perfect nutrient profile for seniors fighting off sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that impacts nearly 50% of people over 80. Without enough lean, bioavailable protein, muscle shrink, balance falters, and independence slips away. Cod steps in as one of the most efficient protein sources you can find, nourishing muscles without overloading you with unhealthy fats. But Pacific cod's magic doesn't stop at protein. This fish is a superstar when it comes to selenium, a trace mineral most seniors don't get nearly enough of. Just one portion of cod provides over 100% of your daily selenium needs. Why does this matter? Selenium is like a microscopic shield for your cells. It supports thyroid function, keeping your metabolism steady, strengthens your immune system, and acts as a powerful antioxidant, fighting off oxidative stress, the invisible rusting process that accelerates aging inside your body. And here's the kicker: seniors with higher selenium levels have been shown in NIH research to enjoy better cognitive function and lower rates of age-related disease. So when you choose cod, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're protecting your brain too. Beyond selenium, Pacific cod also delivers phosphorus, which partners with calcium to keep bones dense and fracture-resistant, and vitamin B12, an essential nutrient that becomes harder to absorb with age. Without enough B12, many seniors experience anemia, fatigue, and nerve problems. Cod offers it in a natural, highly absorbable form, giving your nervous system the fuel it needs to keep your memory sharp and your mood steady. Now let's talk about purity, a major concern when it comes to seafood. Many fish species live long lives at the top of the food chain, accumulating mercury and toxins along the way. Cod is different. While Pacific cod live relatively short lives in the cold, clean waters of Alaska, which means they absorb far fewer contaminants. On top of that, Alaska's cod fishery is one of the most sustainable, carefully managed fisheries in the world. That means you can eat cod regularly without worrying about mercury overload or environmental. And if you've ever struggled with digestion after eating fatty or fish like mackerel or certain types of salmon, cod may feel like a relief. Its firm, flaky texture is light, easy on the stomach, and generally well tolerated, even for those with sensitive digestion. Of course, preparation matters. To get the full benefits, avoid frying or grilling cod at very high temperatures, which can damage its delicate proteins and reduce saline impotency. Instead, the best method is to bake or steam it gently at medium heat. Pair it with a drizzle of olive oil or a few slices of avocado and finish with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. This not only enhances flavor, but also helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins more efficiently. Bottom line: wild cod Pacific cod may not look flashy, but it's one of the most efficient, clean, and senior-friendly proteins you can put on your plate. It strengthens muscles, protects the brain, supports thyroid function, and guards against oxidative damage, all in a low-calorie, low-toxin package. For seniors serious about staying strong, sharp, and independent, this fish is a quiet hero worth eating regularly. Best fish number 3. Sardines. At first glance, sardines don't look like much. They're tiny, packed into little cans, and often overlooked next to flashier seafood like salmon or tuna. But here's the surprising truth. Sardines are one of the most powerful superfoods seniors can eat. Don't let their size fool you. These small fish carry enormous health benefits, especially after age 60. Let's start with their biggest claim to fame, omega-3 fatty acids. Sardines are one of the richest natural sources of omega-3s, delivering more protein per serving than nearly any other fish. Why does this matter so much for older adults? As we age, our bodies naturally produce more inflammatory compounds. That inflammation is the hidden culprit behind joint pain, arthritis, heart disease, clogged arteries, and even cognitive decline. The omega-3s and sardines, especially EPA and DHA, act like natural firefighters inside your cells. They cool down that chronic inflammation, improve blood flow, and protect your arteries. This isn't just theory. Studies consistently show that seniors who eat fatty fish like sardines at least twice a week enjoy lower rates of heart disease, improved mobility, and even more stable moods. But that's only the beginning. Sardines are also one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, a nutrient that quietly becomes harder to get after 60. Our skin loses efficiency in converting sunlight into vitamin D, and many seniors unknowingly become deficient. That deficiency leads to weak bones, higher fall risk, slower healing, and even depression. Just one can of sardines provides about 40% of your daily vitamin D needs. Combine that with the calcium and phosphorus in their soft edible bones, and you've got the perfect trio for bone strength. Think about it. Every bite of sardines is delivering not just calcium, but calcium in its most bioavailable form, easily absorbed and paired with the nutrients that help it stick to your bones. For seniors worried about fractures, hip breaks, or osteoporosis, sardines are like a nutritional insurance policy. And here's something most people don't realize. Sardines sit at the very bottom of the food chain. Instead of eating other fish, they feed on plankton. That means they accumulate virtually no mercury or heavy metals, unlike larger predatory fish such as tuna or king mackerel. This makes sardines one of the cleanest, safest fish for seniors to eat regularly without worrying about toxic buildup. Beyond omega-3s, vitamin D, and calcium, sardines are also loaded with vitamin B12, a nutrient that becomes harder to absorb with age. Low B12 levels can lead to fatigue, memory loss, and nerve problems. Sardines provided in abundance, keeping your nervous system sharp and preventing that foggy-headed feeling many older adults describe. And let's not forget about sardines pack complete, easily digestible protein that helps seniors maintain muscle mass. Critical factor in preventing falls, preserving independence, and keeping metabolism active. Researchers have even found that seniors who consume sardines regularly tend to have better cardiovascular health, stronger bones, and improved mental clarity compared to those who don't. That's a lot of payoff for such a small, humble fish. Of course, preparation is simple. Sardines can be eaten straight out of the tin, added to a salad, matched with avocado on whole grain toast, or stirred into pasta with olive oil and herbs. Because they're shelf-stable, affordable, and versatile, sardines are one of the
easiest ways to add consistent omega-3s bone-strengthening nutrients into your diet. Best fish number 2. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon. If there's one fish that nutritionists around the world consistently rank as
medicinal food, it's wild-caught Alaskan salmon. For seniors, this fish is not just healthy, it's transformative. Every bite delivers a powerful combination of nutrients that support your heart, brain, muscles, and immune system in ways few other foods can. The first thing that makes salmon stand out is its omega-3 content, not just any omega-3s, but the two most valuable types: EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These fatty acids are essential for brain health. In fact, research from the University of Pittsburgh discovered that seniors with Higher DHA blood levels had larger brain volumes and stronger memory performance compared to those with low levels. That means salmon doesn't just slow brain decline, it actively helps your brain stay sharp and resilient even into your 70s and 80s and 80s and 80s, and it doesn't stop at the brain. Omega-3s are also powerful anti-inflammatories. They reduce chronic inflammation that attributes to arthritis, stiff joints, claw, arteries, and even poor circulation in the legs. Clinical studies have shown that eating wild salmon at least twice per week can significantly lower serious active protein levels, a key marker of inflammation linked to heart disease and joint pain. For seniors struggling with daily aches, this can make a noticeable difference. Now let's talk about protein. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein we eat. That's why many seniors continue to lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. Even if they feel they're eating enough, the solution: high-quality, bioavailable protein, the kind your body can easily break down and use. Wild-caught salmon provides about 40 grams of premium protein per serving, giving your muscles the raw materials they need to stay strong, support balance, and prevent dangerous falls. But here's a secret most people don't know. The beautiful pink-orange color of wild salmon isn't just attractive, it comes from a rare antioxidant called astaxanthin. This powerful compound is like armor for your cells, protecting them from oxidative stress, the rust that slowly wears down your body as you age. Studies show astaxanthin not only reduces inflammation but also supports skin, elasticity by health, and even endurance. Wild salmon also shines when it comes to micronutrients seniors often lack. It's rich in selenium, which works with vitamin E to protect your heart and reduce cancer risk. Vitamin B12 and B6, which support nerve health and energy metabolism. Vitamin D, which strengthens bones and boosts immunity. What makes wild-caught salmon especially safe compared to farm salmon is its purity. Alaskan salmon swim freely in clean, cold waters and eat a natural diet, which means they're naturally low in contaminants like mercury and PCBs, toxins commonly found in farm salmon. Cooking salmon the right way makes all the difference. For maximum nutrient retention, bake, steam, or grill gently at medium heat. Pair it with vegetables and a drizzle of olive oil, and you've got a meal that not only tastes amazing but also supports longevity, strength, and brain power. Best fish number 1. Rainbow trout. When people think of the healthiest fish, salmon usually gets all the glory. But if you're over 60, there's one fish that quietly deserves the crown: rainbow trout. Why? Because it combines the nutritional benefits of salmon, cod, and sardines, while being one of the cleanest and safest fish you can eat. Here's the first thing that sets rainbow trout apart: safety. Unlike many farmed fish that are crowded, pumped with antibiotics, and fed unnatural diets, rainbow trout raised in the United States are subject to strict regulations. They're raised in clean, fresh water systems with carefully controlled conditions, meaning you don't have to worry about mercury, pollutants, or hidden chemicals. This makes trout one of the most reliable choices for seniors concerned about toxins building up in their system. But the real magic of rainbow trout is its omega-3 content. A single serving delivers around 1,000 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids, right in the sweet spot for heart protection. Omega-3s don't just keep your arteries flexible, they also reduce chronic inflammation, the root cause of many age-related conditions like arthritis, stiff joints, and even cognitive decline. And trout isn't just about omega-3s. It's also loaded with minerals that seniors desperately need. Potassium, this is huge. Nearly 70% of seniors over 60 struggle with high blood pressure. Potassium works to balance out excess sodium, helping regulate blood pressure naturally and reducing stroke risk. Phosphorus works hand in hand with calcium to protect bones and prevent fractures. Iron boosts red blood cell production and helps fight off the teeth. Zinc, critical for immune function, healing, and maintaining taste and smell as we age. Then there's the B-vitamin profile. Trout is particularly rich in niacin, vitamin B3, which supports healthy cholesterol levels by raising HDL, the good cholesterol, and lowering LDL, the bad. Seniors who get enough niacin are at a lower risk for heart disease, a major win for cardiovascular health. Add to that a healthy dose of B12, which keeps your nerves firing properly and helps prevent fatigue and brain fog so many people experience after 60. Another hidden gem in rainbow trout is its vitamin E content. This antioxidant protects cell membranes from damage and supports immune defense. Combined with omega-3s and selenium, vitamin E creates a triple shield against oxidative stress and age-related decline. And let's not forget one of the most practical benefits: ease of eating. Trout's mild flavor and tender, flaky texture make it incredibly easy to digest. For seniors who sometimes find fish too oily, too strong, or too tough, trout is gentle on the stomach while still delivering world-class nutrition. Finally, rainbow trout is versatile. You can bake it, pan-sear it, or even grill it with herbs and lemon. It adapts beautifully to different cooking methods without losing its nutrient profile. That means you're less likely to get bored and fall back into unhealthy eating patterns. Bottom line, rainbow trout is the ultimate senior-friendly fish. Clean, safe, nutrient-rich, and delicious. It supports your heart, brain, bones, and immune system all at once. If there's one fish you could eat regularly to age stronger and healthier, rainbow trout deserves that #1 spot. Final conclusion and call to action. So, there you have it, the full truth about fish after 60. Some can silently damage your heart, brain, and joints, filling your body with toxins and inflammation, while others can nourish every cell, protect your memory, and give you back the energy and strength you thought you'd lost. The choice is simple but powerful. Keep eating the wrong fish and the risks quietly pile up: stroke, memory loss, joint pain, even accelerated aging. But choose the right ones, like wild salmon, sardines, cod, or rainbow trout, and you're literally feeding your body medicine every single week. What you put on your plate today becomes the quality of your life tomorrow. It determines whether you'll be strong enough to carry groceries, sharp enough to enjoy conversations, and confident enough to live independently well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. And remember, you don't have to change everything overnight. Start small. Swap out one dangerous fish for one healing fish. Add just 1 or 2 servings of the right kind of seafood each week. Over time, those small steps build into a future where you feel stronger, clearer, and more alive. At its better health, we believe aging should never mean decline. With the right choices, your best years can still be ahead of you. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with a friend who loves seafood, and subscribe to It's Better Health so you don't miss the powerful tips we have coming next. And now, I'd love to hear from you. What fish do you eat most often? And will you change your dinner plans after what you learned today? Drop your answer in the comments. I read and reply to as many as I can. Here's to making smart, science-backed choices, and here's to living stronger, longer.